Welcome to Undiet Your Coaching Practice podcast. I'm Stephanie Dozier, clinical nutritionist, certified intuitive eating counselor, and creator of the Going to Beyond the Food method. And after a 25-year dieting career, I decided to say hell no to diet culture and undiet my life, which also included my coaching practice. I'm on a mission to help all coaches undiet not only their life, but their coaching business. If you want to throw down diet culture, you're in the right place. Let's do this. Hey, welcome back, my dear colleague. Hope you're doing well. I'm very excited about this podcast because it's the perfect continuum from the last episode on imposter syndrome. This episode on money is part of the reason why that some of us have this imposter coach syndrome. And the reason why it fuels our imposter syndrome is because the thoughts, the belief that fuels us feeling like an imposter, patriarchy and diet culture and hustle culture, are the same social construct or systemic issues that are fueling the reason why most of us feel shame around making money or saying that we want to make money. Do you ask yourself that question? Some of you probably already know the answer because you're feeling it right now in your body. We feel a lot of shame as helper, healers, as people who want to change the narrative for the next generation, people who want to help our fellow women get out of diet culture. We are helper. We are community builder. We have thoughts and beliefs that leads us to feel shame around money. And that's why we don't make money. And that's why this podcast exists. Because we have misunderstanding of how we need to, in this case, think and act around money, leading us, and this is going to be hard to hear, in the case of money, when we don't get over our belief and change our thinking around money, we're allowing, through our shame that we experience around money, the systemic oppression and the social construct to continue. Our unwillingness to face the shame we feel around money or around wanting to make money is in part contributing to patriarchy and diet culture and racism and all the other system of oppression to continue to thrive. So let's get into that, into the podcast. I just want to say, quick note for everyone. This is we're like brushing the circumstance of making money as healer. There's much more to be said on that. This is just an extract of the workshop I'm going to do within the 4 simple steps to getting paying client as a non-diet coach, the training event that we're hosting through April and May. We're going to have a class on money mindset. And I called it Undieting Your Money Mindset. Get over your shame to desire money. And that's on May the 17th. So if you're not yet inside of our private community, if you're not yet registered for the training event, what are you doing? It's a $47 event. Like, it's a no-brainer. Just attending the event, not working with me anymore, just attending that event for 6 weeks is going to have a massive impact on your business. So go get yourself registered. Let's talk about money. And I want to get us started with a few thoughts from someone that's really dear to me, a colleague of mine, someone that I mastermind with. Her name is Kelly Deals. Kelly Deals is a feminist business consultant, and she teaches as part of how she helps people build feminist business. She talks about money. And she has this quote that I want to get us started with. And the quote is, money is a feminist issue. If the feminists running the business isn't flourishing, then it's not a feminist business. Many of us hold roles in the community of healer, of helper, of coaches. We want to impact people. We want to impact the next generation of women. And as a result of that, because of how we've been indoctrinated by all the various systems of oppression, most particularly patriarchy, we think that making money is a bad thing. And as a result of that, we give away our work because we have the thought it's needed. People don't have money to pay for it. So I'm going to discount it. I'm going to give a lot of free stuff. And the result, us, you, the coaches that care the most about changing the community, changing the system, liberating our community from oppression, from diet culture, we stay broke, overextended, run down, and our businesses do not get traction. Yes, our business don't get traction because we feel shame around money. Here's where it gets really crazy. Because our business doesn't get traction, the system stays the same. If we want to have impact on diet culture, we need to make money in businesses that are anti-diet culture. That's the only way we're going to put an end to diet culture, is by going out and educating people, and us as coaches flourishing, making money so we can take care of ourselves and our family. A coach who doesn't make money can't flourish, it can't thrive. We're exhausted, depleting, spinning our wheels, and we have no impact. And this is due to us being taught from a business perspective that we cannot help the community while financially flourishing. Because we have, or we think we have to choose between helping people and being financially flourishing. That's black and white thinking. That's all or nothing thinking. And that is a centric component of system of oppression. Right? It's like people who say you are either with me or against me. It's not that we have to choose between helping and being financially flourishing. We can have both. We can contribute to the community and make money. When we don't change our thinking around money and we continue to hold the thought, black and white thinking, it's either I help people or I make money, the system of oppression wins and continues to thrive. We can make money and help people. We can operate an ethical business and make money, all the while contributing to society and helping people. Again, the way we engage in business and the way we're thought about business, we are told that the only way to make money is to, quote, abuse people, is to be building a business that's extractive, that exploit people. That's the only way to make money. But that's not true. We can run an ethical business and we can sell with integrity. We can market ethically and make money. Here's a couple of examples of this. You can have a payment plan for your program. That's a way of allowing a broader scale of people to have access to your services. You can have a sliding scale for your services. You can have different level of access to you, different level of services, allowing you to serve different people at different prices. There's so many ways to serve while making money. Prime example of that, my podcast for my consumer business, going beyond the food podcast, is 300 plus hours of free coaching that I'm giving to the world for nothing. That is a lot of free services. Somebody could just listen to my podcasts, do all the thing that I teach in my podcasts, and become an intuitive eater, become a body neutral person, and approach their health from a health at every size perspective, just by listening to my podcasts. If you take my The Coach's Business, this podcast here, this is all free. All the podcast stuff is free. And then I've got a $47 offer. Right? No brainer. 99.1% of coaches can afford to come into this training event and get 30 plus hours of free coaching from me for $47. Then people can work with me more privately within the mentorship program, in a group coaching program. That's another higher price. But within the mentorship program, we also have a scholarship program. And for all of you who have been wanting to join the mentorship program, but you haven't yet, watch the new pricing model that we're about to put out into the world for cohort 6. We're going to change the pricing structure. We're going to use a sliding scale. We're going to do extended payment plan. We're going to do full payment plan. We're going to have different pricing for the mentorship based on where people are in their business. Again, aim at helping more people access the content. I didn't start like this, right? I started the mentorship program. It was one price for everybody because I didn't know what this thing was going to become. I had to build content. I had to build curriculum. But I was committed to the long term of this program. I was committed to getting this program part of my legacy into the world. And I was committing to understand, okay, I'm building right now. As soon as this thing is finished building, I'm going to go out and make it more accessible. And that's the stage we're at right now. We teach inside of the mentorship and the mastermind feminist business model. And I got to thank my friend Kelly Deals for that and all the wonderful conversation we had that allowed me to take this into how I'm teaching business. And one of the things that we do is work on our thoughts and beliefs around money. Because we have been, all of us as coaches, have been raised, have been indoctrinated, for most of us identifying as a woman, with a certain set of thoughts and belief around money that leads us to feel the shame, the resistance, the disgust, the fear around money. And we're not going to make money by not talking about money. I'm telling you right now, if you don't want to talk about money, don't become an entrepreneur. If you feel shame around declaring to the world that you want to make money, don't continue building a business or do what I'm about to teach you. Go clean up your thinking and your belief around money. That is one of the access points for you to be successful in business, is not to feel shame around money. For those who have a different coaching framework than we do at Beyond the Food, let me walk you through how my coaching framework that I teach helps you see the consequence of having shameful thoughts around money. When you think, for an example, that talking about money is bad, or that asking for people to pay you a fair rate for your services means that you're not helping people, then you're taking action from feeling shame around money, and you end up not being able to talk neutrally around money on your consultation. Because many coaches get stuck on the pricing portion of the consultation. They want to avoid it at all costs. They don't look at people in the eyes. They go through their pricing model like, do you want to get in? Like, they're so uncomfortable and they feel so ashamed of asking for money that they're not holding the space for their future client to ask questions about their prices. Or they don't put their price on their website. Or they discount themselves. Every time the conversation about price comes up, then they'll say, the price of my program is $1,000, but I can give you $200 off today. Like this, the discomfort of saying their price is beyond them, that right away they offer a discount. And the people having the conversation with you about your pricing can feel your discomfort around money. It's energetic. We can feel that. That's why I know I can feel it when I'm having the conversation with coaches about their pricing and money. Guaranteed the client can feel it. So if you want to get more client, stop giving that vibe into the world that money is very uncomfortable for you. And the only way to do that is to change your thoughts around money. And it's the same process as what you do with body image. It's the same process for those who have studied intuitive eating. It's the same process as how Evelyn laid out the 10 principles of intuitive eating, right? The very first principle is about looking at the food police thoughts. Like coaching people on any social construct or systemic oppressive beliefs and thought always come back to the same processes. Looking at your thoughts and your beliefs first. It's very interesting because we're teaching our body image coaching framework, which is unique to us inside of the mentorship program. And I'm starting to tell people, use that on any topic that you're coaching around. So I have a clinical nutritionist right now in the mentorship who is helping people with their health condition that requires food restriction, and she's using that same 5-step system to help people with their health condition. I've got a coach who is a diversity inclusion coach, and she's helping people in the health coaching world with diversity and inclusion, and she's going to use that 5-step coaching framework to help coaches with diversity and inclusion. So it all comes down to the same thing. Looking at your thoughts and your belief first, then deciding what you want to think after, and then coaching yourself into thinking these thoughts. So here's a couple thoughts that I want you to look at. And one that absolutely drives me off the wall, like literally off the wall, is when I hear business coaches telling our industry, you need to charge what you're worth. The hair on the back of my neck just stands right up. Ugh. It goes against every principle of the non-diet approach. Every one of them. Yet, so many coaches buy into that. I have to charge what I'm worth. Hold on here, people. No matter what you charge, you are worthy. It's one of the base principles of body image work, of body neutrality. Your worth is not assigned to anything external to you. You are born worthy. I don't care how much you charge. That you charge $50 an hour or $500 an hour, you're worthy. So the learning here, your worth has nothing to do with the amount of money you have or the amount of money you charge people. I really want you to sit with this. That's why I'm a big proponent when you start your coaching business to go out and have free client. And I shared with you in 2 podcasts ago my pricing structure when I started. I used to charge $40 a session. I used to charge $497 for 12 sessions at a 39-year-old woman with a lot of education and a lot of life experience. But I knew that I needed experience. The reason why I was charging those prices was to get experience and build my confidence. And I knew I was going to build a big business. And that was one of the steps that I was taking because my worth was not attached to how much I was charging. So really sit with this one. 2, your understanding of money and power. Some people associate money and power, therefore money is bad. This is a patriarchal conditioning. Our power, just like our worth, doesn't come from anything external to us. Now, that's what toxic masculinity teaches. That's what patriarchy teaches, but that is not the truth. Your power comes from within you. It actually comes from the way you think. In fact, you being in your power, in your mind, and in your body is an act of revolution. Because you can be in power no matter how much money you have, no matter how much you charge. You can live your life, you can build a business from a place of power, from the way you think and the way you feel. Another common thought that we hold is there's not enough. And a lot of variation around that. There's not enough money, there's never going to be enough, what I have won't last, money is scarce, money doesn't grow on tree. All that line of thinking that there's just not enough. And I want you to think of that while also thinking about body image work we do. What is the most common thought that women have when they think about their body? I am not enough. I'm not thin enough. I'm not beautiful enough. I'm not young enough. I don't look pretty enough. I'm not enough. When you start studying coaching and behavioral pattern, one thing you will learn very quickly is how we do one thing is how we do everything. So if you operate from I am not enough line of thinking, it applies to food, it applies to body image, and it applies to money, and it applies to business, and it applies to relationship. It applies to everything. So this notion that I'm not enough, there's not enough, comes from that same place as the body image. And if you haven't expanded your work beyond just the body, if you stayed within the constraint of just the body, you likely are carrying the pattern of thinking there's not enough into money and into your business. Got to clean that up. Got to change that. Here's another good one, and we're going to link this one up to food. To enjoy money is indulgent, or to enjoy wealth means I'm an indulgent person. Think about food for a minute. If you've ever thought intuitive eating to anyone, There's 3 eating cues that you go through, right? Hunger, fullness, and satisfaction. As women, or people identified as women, we are conditioned that our satisfaction isn't important. And in fact, if we are to have any kind of satisfaction, it has to be authorized by people outside of us. People outside of us have to give us the okay that we can be satisfied. And even at that, you should feel guilty about it. So imagine when it comes to money or having wealth. Enjoying your money is indulgent because anything that satisfies you is indulgent. So this beautiful principle that Evelyn had within intuitive eating is applicable to intuitive eating. And then you need to take it out of intuitive eating, outside of the food context, and apply it to everything in your life. You need to seek satisfaction at every corner of your life, including money. Why is it that it's so hard for you, for us, to experience satisfaction with money? And here's a last one. There's many others. We'll teach that within the money mindset class, but I want to put this out to you. And I've had some clients say that to me. Well, Stephanie, I just don't make enough money to care about this. I need to start making money first before I start thinking about changing my thoughts around money. Here's my answer to that. If you don't think you make enough money to clean up your mindset around money, you're likely never going to make enough money to clean up your mindset around money. The reason why you don't make money is because of the way you think about money. So anybody, no matter where you are at on the income level, guaranteed you that you can make more money if you look at your current thoughts and beliefs around money and removing any thoughts and beliefs that leads you to feel shame or guilt. I'm going to leave you with a thought around money that can propel you in a completely different experience around money. Money is a force for good for you and other people. The more money you make, the more impact you have on the world. So on that thought, write it down somewhere, put it on the post-it note somewhere, like as many places as you can, and keep thinking about that thought. It can have a huge impact on getting client in your business. So I'm going to leave you on that thought. I'm not going to add anything else. I'm going to leave you with this, and I'll see you on the next episode. I have a question for you. Does selling your services feels yucky and sleazy? And if it does, it doesn't have to be. The reason why selling isn't enjoyable and easy, it's because we think of it in a diet culture way. This misunderstanding around selling is what's holding us back from having more paying clients. That you are an intuitive eating, body image, or non-diet health coach, the way you think about selling is impacting how you show up to the selling and marketing of your services. As a result, you're not getting the client, you don't show up in marketing, and you keep searching for the right way. We're going to put an end to this. I'm hosting a training event in April and May 2022 called 4 Simple Steps to Get Paying Client as a Non-Diet Coach. And I invite you in this event so you can build your confidence, learn to sell with integrity, and get a lot more paying clients. You can join us by registering at www.stephaniedodier.com/training event, or look up the link in this podcast episode show notes. I'll see you on the other side of your registration inside of our private community. Say hi when you come in. Ready to shed diet culture from your practice and help more clients do the same? Awesome. We've got 3 resources to get you started. Simply go to stephaniedodier.com/pro series, all in one word, and access our 3 free training classes that are currently available. We also have a free PDF guide to intuitive eating and article about the non-diet approach. We also offer a variety of paid programs throughout the year to support you in your journey to undiet your coaching practice. Join us at stephaniedode.com/pro series, and I'll see you on the other side.